tears. John and Mark had always been intrigued by stories and conspiracy theories surrounding Area 51. They couldn't resist the allure of the unknown and the excitement of uncovering hidden truths. They spent countless hours researching online, diving deep into forums and conspiracy websites, fueling their curiosity even further. As they delved deeper into the mysteries, their imaginations ran wild. They fantasized about futuristic technologies and advanced extraterrestrial civilizations and groundbreaking scientific discoveries. The thought of being the ones to stumble upon these secrets and reveal them to the world drove them to devise a plan to break into the highly secured facility. The pair believed that the government's secrecy around Area 51 hinted at something extraordinary concealed behind its walls. Perhaps there were classified documents confirming Bob Lazar's stories or evidence of extraterrestrial life. They wanted to quench their insatiable thirst for knowledge and expose the truth to the world, no matter the risk involved. Their daring plan wasn't solely driven by curiosity and thrill-seeking. They also hoped that their infiltration would shed light on the government's activities within the facility. They were motivated to hold the authorities accountable for any potential wrongdoings, exposing corruption and secrecy. Against all odds, they planned their infiltration of Area 51. They spent months studying the facility's layout, security protocols, and even the behaviours of the staff members. Armed with this information, they strategized the move, ensuring minimal detection. Utilising their technical expertise, John and Mark hacked into the security system, disabling cameras and alarms in their chosen entry point. This allowed them to slip past the initial layers of defence undetected. They moved with utmost caution, aware of any mishap could expose their presence and jeopardise their mission. As they made their way further into the facility, fear crept into their hearts. The silence that enveloped the hidden chambers seemed almost unnatural, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Every flickering light heightened their senses, making them acutely aware of the potential dangers that could be around every corner they turned. Whispers of doubt filled their minds as they cautiously advanced, half expecting to encounter facility personnel at any moment. But to their surprise, the place seemed empty, devoid of any signs of life. The absence of staff only deepened their unease, leaving them to wonder what had driven everyone away, or if they were walking into a trap carefully orchestrated by the authorities. Despite their fear, they pressed on, searching every room and corner in a relentless pursuit of evidence. The air itself seemed to pulsate with a sense of anticipation and mystery, as if it held answers they sought deep within its invisible embrace. It was in this tense atmosphere that John and Mark continued their exploration, their hearts pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. They knew with each passing moment they were getting closer to uncovering the truth that lay hidden within Area 51's mysterious walls. As they searched for one of the rooms, Mark saw that one of the walls seemed off. He walked up to it and only slightly touched it when the whole wall disappeared right in front of them. The first sign of technology they hadn't seen before. A little shocked, they walked inside, only to find it was a huge laboratory, in awe of the strange lights and unrecognisable objects. They inspected the lab, finding just what they were looking for, otherworldly artefacts and trinkets, maybe weapons. Marvelling at the advanced technology before their eyes, something caught their attention amongst the equipment. A device with intricate circuitry, holographic interfaces, and a crystalline power source that seemed to defy the laws of physics. It was only a small handheld device that emitted a soft, pulsating light, but its purpose remained a mystery. Its intricately carved symbols hinted that it's potentially significant. They carefully packed it away, eager to study it further and unlock its secrets. Connected to the laboratory was what seemed to be a hidden hangar, accessed through a concealed passageway that John uncovered by accident. Inside this massive space, rows upon rows of alien spacecraft awaited, their sleek design and unknown power source leaving the pair awestruck. The hangar was filled with an eerie silence, broken only by the distant hum of the extraterrestrial technology. As they stood amidst these advanced machines, a sense of both wonder and fear enveloped them. The realization dawned that they were witnessing technology far beyond human comprehension. It stirred within them a mix of excitement and the possibilities and trepidation of the potential dangers. Their imaginations ran wild. They envisioned the implications of the newfound knowledge. Would these technologies revolutionize life on Earth, or would they bring their unforeseen disaster? These thoughts weighed, racing through their minds as they prepared to show the world what lay hidden within Area 51's mysterious walls. It was time to leave, and as they turned to walk the way they came, They could see what looked like cryosleep chambers against the wall next to the hangar door they came in. Both stopping in their tracks and giving each other a terrifying glance, they cautiously approached the tanks, their hearts pounding in their chests. The light from the hangar's dim glow revealed the distorted forms of these alien beings floating silently within the containers. The alien bodies seemed to defy human anatomy, with elongated limbs, translucent skin, and pulsating veins that faintly glowed. Their eyes, large and mesmerizing, held a captivating luminescence that drew the observer closer. It was as if the aliens were peering directly into their souls, unlocking secrets long hidden, and stirred emotions that they had never experienced before. The depths of these penetrating gazes left no doubts in the minds of the two men that these beings were far beyond anything they had ever encountered. The sheer presence of these extraterrestrial beings installed a mixture of terror and wonder within John and Mark. Fear spread into every pore, yet incredible fascination rooted them in place. The moment suspended time as they wrestled with conflict desires to flee and protect themselves, or embrace the incredible opportunity for knowledge and understanding laid before them. It was during this initial struggle that John and Mark realized that the profound impact this encounter would have on their lives. Their perspectives were altered, shattered by the realization that humanity was not alone in the vast expanse of the universe. Questions flooded their mind. What were these beings? Where did they come from? How did they end up in this secret facility? Just as they were absorbed in their thoughts, a strange, monstrous roar echoed through the facility, shattering the silence. The ground trembled beneath their feet, as if responding to an unseen force, causing the unearthly noise. Fear gripped their hearts, and they knew that they were not alone in this place. Something sinister was in there with them, and their discovery had undoubtedly attracted its attention. With adrenaline coursing through their veins, Mark and John realized that their time inside the facility was limited. They hastily gathered their findings, careful not to leave behind any trace of their presence, and began making their way out, running down the corridors. They couldn't help but glance over their shoulders, expecting to catch a sight of otherworldly creatures pursuing them. The fear they felt was palpable because of the risks that they had taken, and the mysteries that still remain unsolved within Area 51. As they reached the exit, a deafening screech echoed through the air, freezing them in their tracks. They turned slowly, their hearts pounding in their chests, only to find themselves face to face with a terrifying alien creature. This monstrous being was a mass of long tentacles and sharp teeth. John, in a desperate attempt to create a distraction, threw his bag at the creature, hoping it would buy some time to escape. As the creature lunged for the bag, creating a momentary diversion, with adrenaline coursing through their veins, they sprinted towards the exit. John fit under the fence no problem, but Mark got stuck because of his bag, now full of alien tech. Mark struggled to squeeze under. The creature was now sprinting at him, gurgling and growling, ready to eat. Mark seized the opportunity and swiftly took off his bag and chucked it, barely managing to slide under the fence just in time. Breathing heavily, the men carried on until they collapsed in the desert ground, realizing that their bags were now lost in the clutches of the monstrous alien. Although they had escaped with their lives, they were left with no physical proof of their encounter, nothing but their memories of a harrowing night filled with enigmatic beings from distant stars. As the days passed by, John and Mark couldn't shake off the unraveling feeling of being watched. It seemed as though every move they made someone was monitoring them closely. Their paranoia intensified when strange cars with tinted windows started parking outside their houses, observing their every move. One evening, as they sat in Mark's living room discussing their encounters at Area 51, a knock at the door startled them. Mark curiously opened it, only to find two impeccably dressed men standing before him. They wore black suits, sunglasses, and displayed an air of authority that made cold shivers run down the friends' spines. "Good evening, gentlemen," one of them said, his voice icy cold and controlling. "I believe you've had an interesting experience lately." John and Mark exchanged nearest glances, realizing that the secret break into Area 51 had been uncovered. They invited their men inside, hoping to learn more about what was happening. The men in black remained mysterious, refusing to reveal their true identities or affiliations. They warned the friends not to speak a word about what they had witnessed, threatening severe consequences if they disobeyed. Their knowledge of the friends' personal lives and past histories left no doubt that these men were more than ordinary government agents. The presence of the men in black became more relentless. No matter where John and Mark went, they felt a consistent sense of scrutiny. Their phones were tapped, their emails interrupted, and their homes bugged. The friends were unable to trust anyone around them. And one fateful night, John disappeared without a trace on his way home from work, leaving behind only questions and a profound sense of loss for his friend Mark. Devastated and filled with guilt, Mark promised to uncover the truth behind John's disappearance. But the venture further down the rabbit hole, he discovered that the web of secrecy was far more extensive than he had ever anticipated. Government cover-ups, classified experiments, and conspiracies entwined threatened to consume him as well. He found himself entangled in a dangerous game between reality and illusion. He realised that the government agents were merely pawns in the grand scheme orchestrated by an ancient, powerful organisation hidden in the shadows. The truth he sought threatened to expose their existence, and they would stop at nothing to protect the security they had held so dearly. Continuing his search, he realised that the key to uncovering this mystery lay hidden back at Area 51, and despite the threats, dangers, and constant surveillance, Mark went back, fueled by the memory of his friend and the need to expose the hidden truths of their encounter. Again, sneaking past heavily guarded corridors and high-tech security systems, Mark managed to find his way to a hidden underground chamber. There, he made a shocking discovery. John, his friend, suspended in a twisted cryogenic chamber. As he's about to react to the shocking discovery of John in the cryogenic chamber, a group of men in black suits appear out of nowhere and overpower him. They quickly immobilize Mark and transport him to a separate room within the facility. Inside this room, he finds himself face to face with the alien creature itself. The men in black explain they have been working in conjunction with the extraterrestrials to keep its existence a secret from the world. They reveal their true intentions: to use Mark as a test subject for their experiments, hoping to unlock some more potential of human-alien interaction. Mark is bound and helpless, unable to resist them. As they proceed their plan, Mark's fate and the fate of humanity rests in the hands of these mysterious figures. The secret of Area 51 becomes even more complex and dangerous. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, or if you have any thoughts on Area 51 or on the Friends' journey. Thank you for watching. Theorists.